everyone, we're going to write a trig expression as algebraic expression containing u and v using our sum and difference formula. So our form is alpha minus beta here. That's what we have, sine of alpha minus beta. And we're going to be using this formula. We need a sine of alpha. We need a sine of beta. We need a cosine of alpha and a cosine of beta. So let's look and see what we have. First, we have this tan. So we have alpha. We want that to equal alpha equals inverse tan of u. So u equals tan of alpha. And that's restricted from negative pi divided by 2 and pi divided by 2. All right, so we have tan of alpha. That's not going to help us yet, but let's go ahead and do our beta. Our beta is going to equal inverse sine of v. So sine of beta equals v. So we have this one. All right. And that's restricted on negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. So now we have to find everything else. We can go ahead and find cosine of beta. This is our beta thing by using our Pythagorean identities here. So I know that cosine squared of beta equals 1 minus sine squared of beta. So if I just want cosine, I'm going to square both sides. So I'm going to take away that square and do square root both sides. So this is going to equal square root of 1 minus v squared. All right. Now we just have to do our alphas. Now all we have is tan. So for tan, I have my identity here with the tan in it. So I'm going to, and I know that cosine or secant, and I'll go ahead and use alpha, is 1 divided by cosine of alpha. So what I'm going to do is use secant of alpha equals, for the same reason, square root of tan squared alpha plus 1. Because this is secant squared, so I just took the square root of both sides. So this is going to equal square root of u squared plus 1. Now, for cosine of alpha, that's just going to be 1 divided by square root of u squared plus 1. So we have this, 1 divided by u squared plus 1. And the last part is the hardest part. That's going to be sine of alpha equals the square root of 1 minus cosine squared of alpha. So when you do that, you're going to get this equals square root of 1 minus 1 divided by u squared plus 1. Now, getting our common denominator, that gives us square root of u squared plus 1. I'm just putting u squared plus 1 here, and then u squared plus 1 here. So it's going to be u squared plus 1 minus 1 divided by u squared plus 1. And that equals, when you simplify, the square root of, this goes away, so square root of u squared is u, and then you have square root, your denominator, u squared plus 1. So here's our sine of alpha, u divided by square root of u squared plus 1. Now we have to use our formula. So you might want to write this down. So this is everything we need here, right here. All right, and we're going to use this formula. All right, so we have, we need sine of alpha, cosine of beta, minus cosine of alpha, sine of beta. So filling everything in, sine of alpha was u divided by square root of u squared plus 1, and cosine of beta was square root of 1 minus v squared. Then you have minus 1 divided by u squared plus 1 times sine of beta was v. So I'm just going to put the v up here. So this ends up being u times square root of 1 minus v squared. I'm just multiplying this. We have the same common denominator, so I'm going to go ahead and minus v here, divided by u squared plus 1. And that would be your final answer. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.